All right, welcome back. We are continuing to check our answer for factoring the third example of using the greatest common factoring method. Let's just jump right on into it. Step 3. Hey, you want to place that 3x cubed, the term that you use to divide into the three different terms, you want to put that outside the parentheses, right? So that 3x will go right here outside the parentheses. And then you want to put the remainder terms, they go inside the parentheses, just like you see here. So remember we had 2x to the fourth power plus x, right? That's an invisible 1 to the invisible 1 exponential power plus that negative 3. That was the remainder after we divide and simplified. And we use 3x cubed to divide in each of those terms. So now we're going to check our answer by distributing, multiplying 3x cubed times each of these terms. And if we end up with that same term that we started with, then you know you had factored correctly. All right, so let's just get right on into it. Remember, in order to check your answers, you're going to be taking the inverse of dividing. That's what we use to factor, right? We divided each term by 3x cubed. So now we want to check our answer, and the inverse is the opposite of dividing, which is multiplying each term above, like I mentioned, by 3x cubed. All right, so let's go ahead and you take a look here, and I'll move it up in a second. So 3x cubed times 2x to the fourth, 3x cubed times just 1x to the first power, and then 3x cubed times that negative 3. Hey, that's how we're going to check our answer. Let's get into it. So I'm going to show you here step by step what I'm talking about. And so we have 3x cubed times 2x to the fourth, times 2x to the fourth. I'm going to put a big old plus sign between my next set of distributions, which is 3x cubed times that 1x to the first power. Big old plus sign between my next multiplications, 3x cubed times that negative 3. I'm showing you that here. So I'm going to take each of these one at a time, step by step. Key thing I want you to remember is that when you multiply with exponents, you add the exponents. And that's why I'm showing you this invisible one right here, right? 3 plus 1 would be x to the fourth power. 3 times an invisible 1 would be 3. Right? So these invisible ones help to clarify. Again, if you're unfamiliar, I've created a video on invisible ones. Hopefully you guys can check them out and share them. Moving forward. So I'm just going to simplify, and I want to use two methods, right? And one is expanded form, and the other is not. So if you're not, here is the expanded form, right? So 3 times 2, right? 3 times 2. And then I have 3x's times 4x's. So I'm showing all of those right here. Plus, plus. 3 times 1, 3 times 1, times 3x's times 1 more x plus plus. 3 times a negative 3 right here times 3x's. So I'm just showing you an expanded form right here. Listen, could you have gone 3 times 2 is 6, x to the 4 plus 3 is 7th power, plus 3 times 1 is 3, x to the 4th power, plus 3 times a negative 3 is a negative 9x to the 3rd power. You absolutely could. But for some folks, it's easier to see in expanded form. And that's what I'm doing here. I want to show you expanded form. All right, so 3 times 2, again, is 6. How many x's do I have? I have 7 of them. 6 times that invisible one is 6x to the 7th power. Plus, plus. 3 times 1 is 3. Times how many x's? I have 4 of them. So 3 times that x to the 4th plus, plus, plus. I just bring that plus sign down. 3 times a negative 3 is negative 9 times 3x values. Now, I'm just going to put all these terms together. I'm going to combine like terms. Like terms means that you have to have the same variable. In here, it's the letter x, and they have to be to the same exponential power. So these are actually three different terms. I'm just going to rewrite these guys with a big plus sign in between, and then you can see I have 6x cubed. I'm sorry. Let me get that tongue out of the way. 6x to the 7th power plus 3x to the 4th power plus a negative 9 times x cubed, or x to the 3rd power. Is this the same term that we started with? The same expression? Yes, it is. Right? We started with the same expression at the very beginning, and we were just checking our factoring. If we end up with the same term that you began with, or same expression, excuse me, then yes, you did the factoring correctly. Then 3x cubed times the quantity of 2x to the 4th power plus x plus a negative 3 is the correct factor using the greatest common factor method. And so there it is. If I went too fast, please stop, rewind, watch any prior videos. This is the 11th video in a series, and the last of the greatest common factor examples that I'm going to go over with you. Thank you for joining me today. Hey, if you have any problems that you're struggling with, go ahead and send those problems to me. I'll either try to create a video, or I'm trying to get some live tutoring going on. I'm just having some technical difficulties figuring out how to get that accomplished. But either way, I'd love to help you out. And I could create a video until I get things worked out. Hey, if I've helped you, please help me to continue to come to you by donating, gifting stars, or gifts. Thank you for your time. Hey, math is easy. Take it step by step.